A very good morning to all. Today, we are moving on to a new topic. So, do you all remember what we have learned in the last class? We discussed about plant fibers, the fibers that we obtain from plants. Cotton, jute, flax, all these are plant fibers. So, today, let's move on to a new topic. So, we all know that there are different fabrics available in the market. So today let's discuss how the fiber is converted into fabric. Today let's discuss about the process by which the fiber is converted into fabric. So the first process involved is ginning. So have you heard of this term ginning? So do you know what is the meaning of ginning? Ginning means the fiber is separated from the plant part. So first the fiber is separated from the plant part, and that process we call it as ginning. So the cotton fiber is separated from the cotton seed. That process we call it as ginning. So earlier this process was done by hand. But nowadays, this process is done on machines. So the first process is ginning. So that is, fiber is separated from the plant part. Then comes spinning. So have you heard of this term spinning? So what is the meaning of spinning? The process of making yarn from fiber. That process is called spinning. So the fiber, the clean fiber, is converted into yarn. Yarn means thread. So that process is called spinning. So first process was we separated the fiber from the plant part, and then this clean fiber is converted into yarn. Yarn means thread. So the process of making thread from fiber. So that process we call it as spinning. So during this process, several fibers are twisted to form yarn. And large-scale spinning of yarn is done with the help of spinning machines. So that is the second process, that is spinning. The fiber is converted into yarn. So the process of making yarn from fiber, that process we call it as spinning. So what is the first process? That was ginning, then spinning, then the next one is weaving. So here, two sets of yarns are arranged together to make a fabric. So that process we call it as weaving. So what it is? Two sets of yarn. That means thread. So two sets of yarn are arranged together to make a fabric. So that is called weaving. So when a single yarn is woven into fabric, we call it as knitting. If a single yarn is woven into fabric, what do we call? We call it as knitting. So that is sweater, socks, scarf, all these are knitted from wool. And these are done by hand, where we are using only one type of yarn. So when one type of yarn is woven to make a fabric, what do we call? We call it as knitting. When two sets of yarns are arranged together to make a fabric, what do we call? We call it as weaving. And the weaving of fabric is done on hand-operated machines. So here you can see the hand-operated machines. That we call it as hand looms. So what it is? It is called hand looms. So the fabric that is woven from hand loom, we call it as hand loom fabrics. And India is rich in traditional handloom design and clothes. So these are the different processes that are involved for converting fiber into fabric. So which is the first process? It was ginning. That means the fiber is separated from the plant part. Then comes spinning. So that means the fiber is converted into yarn. The clean fiber is converted into yarn. Then comes weaving or knitting. So weaving, two yarns are arranged together to make a fabric. then we call it as weaving. Then a single yarn is woven into a fabric. What do we call? We call it as knitting. So these are the different processes involved. Moving to the next is about the history of natural fibers. So the first one is flax. So flax is a natural fiber and it is obtained from which plant? It is the flax plant. So flax fiber is obtained from the skin of the stem of flax plant. And it is the oldest natural fiber used for making fabric. It is the oldest natural fiber used for making fabric. It is believed that the fabric was first made in Egypt around 5000 BCE, that is before Common Era. And India is the third largest producer of flax. So it is the oldest natural fiber that is used for making fabric. Coming to the next is cotton. So cotton fiber is obtained from which plant? That is the cotton plant. So the cotton fiber came into use little after flax fiber. And it was first made around 3000 BCE. And it was made by Egyptians and Indians. And the first paper was made of cotton fiber in China. So that is about cotton fiber. So cotton fiber was made around 3000 BCE. And it came into use little after the flax fiber. So that is about cotton fiber. Moving to the next natural fiber, that is wool. So wool is a natural fiber that is obtained from animals. So the wool fiber came into use almost along with cotton. So wool came into use along with cotton. And Australia is one of the largest producers of wool. And nearly 200 types of wools are being produced. So wool is a natural fiber that is obtained from animals. And it came into use almost along with cotton. And Australia is one of the largest producers of wool. And there are nearly 200 different types of wool being produced. Moving to the next one, that is silk. Silk is obtained from silkworm. Silk is called the queen of fabrics. You know why it is called as the queen of fabrics? Because of its beautiful sheen and texture. Because it is very soft and it is very shiny, it is called as the queen of fabrics. So it is a natural fiber that is obtained from silkworm. And it was discovered in China in 2600 BCE. And Japan is one of the producers of silk. So that is about the natural fiber silk. So silk is called as the queen of fabrics. Why? Because of its beautiful sheen and its texture. Because it is very shiny and it is very soft. So it is called as the queen of fabrics. So this is all about the history of natural fibers. So we are done with the third chapter, fiber to fabric. So you all can complete the exercise of chapter number 3, and once you are done, you can submit in Microsoft Teams. So I hope this chapter was clear to you, or if you just go through the textbook, read it once and just understand it. So we'll meet in the next class and discuss a new chapter. Till then, thank you.